Education services are bringing another changes for the students post-study work 485 skilled graduate skilled work visa. Really, it's not good news. They are reducing the age from 50 to 35 years. Mean that if you are studying in Australia and you are thinking that you will get permanent residency, your age must be 35 to apply for 485 graduate skilled work visa. Up to 50 years that you will not be eligible, and even legislation support you, you are not eligible to get the PR because in point system you will be very feeble. So therefore, straightforward, Australian government is informing that you need to go to your own country when you are above 35 years. Only two countries are waived off. One is Hong Kong and one is the United Kingdom. These nationals only up to 50 years after study visa can apply for 485 graduate work visa. They are going to change the names as well. The names of these visa, vocational, this actually they are changing this graduate skilled work visa name into vocational and educational stream. Mean that these are those students, those are not studying in higher education and they want to stay in Australia, they want to get PR and they want to apply for 485 skilled graduate visa. Their name is vocational. Vocational practical training is more in education, and they would be eligible for 485 skilled under 35 years age. As I told you, only two nationals are waived off. Another higher studies stream, that mean that your postgraduate work visa, there might be possibility. Australian government is thinking when any student is doing PhD and after PhD or master's degree, he apply for postgraduate work visa, that will not called vocational and educational stream, that will be called higher educational stream. I will explain these two streams separately, but now I am telling the news. Basically, there is some legislation, it's not finally decided, but some legislation might be in favor of this high education streams, and they will not be bound up to the 35 years. So therefore, the news for vocational and educational streams, mean graduate and graduate inter and vocational diplomas sub class 500, they are not eligible up to 50 years, and they will come under vocational and educational stream. But the higher education like master's degree, PhD degrees, those will be called as, those are technically the 485 skilled work visa 2 higher education stream, that will come under higher education stream, and that age up to the 50 years will be allowed. Remember that more than 90% students which go from India, Asia, other countries, China, they go in 500 subclass and they go into graduate. There are very less students who go directly into the masters and PhD degrees because their fees are quite high. So maximum students goes into graduate visa and diplomas, the subclass 500. So these students have actually intention to stay permanently in Australia. So most of the students actually they are not genuine students in the past. They were having age of 48 years, 40 years, 50 years, and they are applying for diploma. There are many students having 5 year, 10 years gap, and they go to the consultants, and consultants give them little compensation and give them experience certificate, and they add many methods to make documents, and they may satisfy immigration department as well. But when these children will go to the Australia, they normally apply after their education to 485 skilled work visa, mean that their main intention to stay permanently in Australia, and therefore this 485 skilled work visa directly goes into the PR finally. So therefore they consult with different lawyers. The lawyers tell them you had complete right to apply for this graduate skilled work visa. So graduate and undergraduates and diploma holders, they normally try this visa. But earlier, most of the students cross 35 years, and between 35 to 50 years, a huge number of the students apply for the 485 graduate skilled work visa. I think Australian Immigration Department now authentically researching what is actually going on, because they are thinking that students don't come here to study, they just want to come here to get the PR. And they want that if they are serious, they should study, and they should go to their homes, and if they are very eligible to stay permanently, they are useful for the society, then we will allow them. We will not allow all people to stay permanently in Australia. That's why they are thinking between 35 to 50 years age, and he is a vocational person, mean that skilled person like diploma holder or graduate or intergraduate, and he want to stay here permanently. We should not allow this person because his age is already over, and after 50 years, how much service he will give to Australia, because he is a little old man. So therefore they allowed only those people who are under 35. But I don't think what is the logic behind this law, that they are allowing only two countries to stay in Australia even up to 50 years. Little of it halo effect, liking effect, disliking effect. I think this should be reconsidered. I think that should be little a bit compensation with their companies' investments, Hong Kong companies and UK companies' investment in Australia. But it's not fair. Australia, developed country, is a matter of justice, is a matter of honesty, and their justice department is very fair. If you are giving students compensation to two countries, Hong Kong and UK, it must be given to India especially, it must be given to China especially. China is the huge investor in Australia, and India is the, I think, number one or number two, I can't say, I will check it and I will tell you, but this thing is clear. India comes under first three countries whose students are more in Australia and Canada. In Canada, they are almost at second number. In Australia, they are in first three numbers. Similarly, China students are more in Australia. So what is their sin? That Hong Kong human having same age, same capacity, same potential, and human, he is also human, Indian is also human, but we are saying that you are 50-year age, no problem, you stay in our country. So that is little a bit against law or halo effect, because he is also individual. If the immigration system think that we decides on merits of applications, so this decision is not on merits of application. This is dismerits, that you are allowing only those people who belong to specific two countries. However, this decision will demotivate the students, especially those who want to get PR. Frankly telling, very frankly telling, if Australia immigration department is thinking very right, that they are thinking that people don't come here to study, and they don't come here to study and they want to settle in PR, I think they are 90% right. There are only 5 to 10% international students who think that this education I will get and I will pay the fee, I will not work in Australia, and I will not do anything, and I will come back and I will go to my home country. And those students do not belong to developing countries. Those students normally belong to developed countries. For example, any student studying in UK, in Canada, they want that I will study in Australia, he will go back, no problem. His previous country is also very good and he will get good job there. And the headquarters of all companies are in United Kingdom, and sometimes the UK students go to Australia. That is valid for them. But Asian countries, African countries, and some European countries, they had intention to stay permanently in Australia. They want to get permanent residence, due to which a lot of problems exist. And what happened actually, they now thinking that if they will allow all students to come, their housing crisis will increase more. Of course, they have ordered more houses, 2.9 million houses up to 2029, but I don't think so they will be able to make, because their skilled workers are shortage, and also the rules have been changed in the skilled workers as well. They need to little bit relax and compensate skilled workers. The companies are requesting, and immigration department is thinking might be some good solution come. But currently, this reduction of the wait for the 485 skilled work visa from the 50 years to 35 years, except two countries, Hungary and United Kingdom, is really backset for all students. Overall, my analysis, and the international students who are planning to move to Australia after 35, or they think that their age will become 35, after your study, it means that you are not able to stay further in Australia. You have to come back. There is no any other option, and I think now they will rethink about their decision. They may switch towards Canada. They may switch towards the US. UK is also making little punctualities for the students. Spouse cannot go, and also chances of the citizenship is also becoming difficult. Work permit difficult. Now the countries are becoming global countries are becoming little bit tight. They are more preferring businessmen, global people, digital people who are earning dollars from other countries. They are welcoming, but they students definitely until they study, they pay the fee. That's very good asset. And initially, these countries were thinking that students are paying fee and they are increasing our economy. But now their research are telling that in first part of the graph, the students are giving fee to us, and we are very happy. Our banks are increasing financial support from international students, and that is really increasing the GDP ratio of the country. Developed countries, poor countries are becoming poor, rich countries are becoming rich. By this way, the students all over the world are moving towards the other, and their study is expensive, even 5 times more than the local student. They are paying huge fee. But on the other hand, the part of the graph, when they see these students, then try to stay there, and when they stay there permanently, so definitely they depend upon resources of the countries, they depend upon medical facility of this country, they create the competition of the jobs, and then they also think only 10 to 20% of them, they are very skilled people and they are very good people for those countries. That is beneficial for Australia or Canada. But when what happens, 80% students or 70% students who got education, who got 485 skilled work visa, they are became rolling stone. They are in a transitional period. They were not up to the mark to get to give the benefit to Australia until they will not get special training. So what happened, they keep trying to get PR. Such people, when they get PR, they totally rely on government government resources, because these people are not able to do jobs successfully. These people call their families as well, so these families totally handled by Australian government. These are quite huge costs they afford, which the student has paid the fee. Therefore, in first phase Australia gets benefit, in second phase Australia is in loss. Therefore, Australia is planning, why not we go in the first phase and we diminish the second phase. This is also a another point raised. If the students will know that I am not going to stay after 35, he will has to come back. Why he will apply Australian student visa? Why he will apply in the Australian university? Why he will apply the huge dollars fee? So this is also another point. If Australia is thinking that we will reduce, that genuine students will go back and we will have a plus point, but number of applicants will automatically decrease. This is also another point came in the front. I think my personal feeling that why not the students should be filtered off. Age factor should not be allowed. Nobody knows if the age of 50 years is useful for Australia. I think he is a need for the Australia. I think they allowed Hong Kong, UK. Why not other countries? Yes, the filtration process should be more sophisticated, complicated. That if that person is eligible and he can give some services to Australia, he should be given 485 skilled work visa. He should be given permanent residency. I really like the statement of the Parliament of the Canada. We should give visas to those countries. We should visas to those clients to which we want to give permanent residency. It's a very good statement. If you are giving student visa, give him chance to stay in Australia and filter genuine, and those will be useful for them. I think that will decrease the skilled worker shortage as well, because you will filter from 50 to 35 and you will filter the students. The skilled people may be in 40 or 45 years and they will go back. That will reduce the skilled capacity of Australia as well. We'll keep informing you further. Keep watching World Immigration News by Irfan. Thank you very much.